everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Road to Green, where we dive deep into the challenges and the situations surrounding sustainability. We also make or simplify what it means to be in the environmental space. My name is Rebecca, and I am here with
Caleb.
And Akosua.
And Blaise.
yeah. So before we go in, first of all, I'd like to know how your week has been. Caleb, how has your week been?
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
At work, we are launching like a new program for, as usual, sustainable
Yeah.
business. It's currently more focused around women. So,
Okay.
if you're a woman in Ghana or building something in Ghana, you should look into they call it the Standard Chartered Foundation Women in Tech program.
Oh,
So,
okay. You are part.
Have a
Okay.
shot at it
Yes.
and
That's
see
interesting.
how it
Part
goes.
one.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been like a major thing we've been working
okay.
around. Yeah.
I see. Akosia, how about you?
It's been quite stressful, but we've conquered a lot of investor reporting for 2025 that's impacting ESG reporting. So a lot of data collection and validation here and there, but we conquered.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about yours?
Yeah. Mine has been everything at once. Like there's a lot of due diligence to do with my startup. On the side, so I'm doing some business development projects. So it's like too much in my schedule, you know.
Wow.
But yeah, I have a good team, so I'm looking
The due
forward to.
diligence looks like some money's coming. Should we
Yeah.
start organizing chairs for the party?
No
or
loud
something?
up, no loud. We don't talk much.
Okay.
Yeah. So today we actually have a very interesting guest with us today. Yeah. I'm excited about the topic we're going to talk about because it's directly tied to what Road to Green is all about, simplifying what it means to be in the sustainability space. And our guest is a typical example of someone who doesn't have to have a very deep technical background to enter the climate space, just the passion, the curiosity to serve your environment right. So I will introduce Blaise. Blaise, tell us more about yourself and, anything you want us to know. Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Becky.
Yeah.
So I'll do the introduction again
Yes.
because I like to go with the full name. The reason I gave the first name earlier was because I was being influenced by the social bond.
Yeah.
But I'm Blaise Osezele Ogenefego Bethel.
Wow.
Hey.
But you can call me OSE, Ose.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Noted.
And
Okay.
as a growth, that's GRIOT.
Okay.
You can check for the meaning
Growth.
later.
Okay.
I preserve African indigenous heritage and I challenge extractive narrative using storytelling.
Okay.
Okay. So my experience being at the receiving end of this extractive like climate storytelling has really shaped my belief that communication is not neutral. You are either reproducing injustice or you are challenging it.
Right. Yeah.
So that for me is what shapes everything that I do as a passionate guardian of the environment. Yeah.
That sounds like very solemn.
Yeah.
It's like a calling.
Yeah,
It's
we
like
need
calling.
more
Yeah.
guidance like that.
But this is my first
Exactly.
time hearing like growth or GRIOT.
Yeah.
When was that launched or how did it come up or some of these things?
It's a very ancestral term,
Okay.
Okay.
and unfortunately, we don't go back that much to really understand that even before any kind of sustainable terms was curated,
Yeah.
we in West Africa, we already had the guidance of the environment. And they do that through traveling and talking about the environment. They do it through storytelling. They call them, you can call them florists.
Oh,
They
okay.
write, they tell stories about African like history and African kings, and that's how they pass their message. They do it by traveling all across West Africa. So this is actually, I would say it's like a group of people, because you have to be a member. When you're a member, then you actually grow it, right? So
Interesting.
it's there, but we don't know much about it. Yes.
What's the spelling again?
GRIOT.
Oh, okay. The I comes before the O.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I think that's really interesting to know. And Blaise, just like I said earlier, you are a young person who has worked with a lot of young people as well. You've seen how young people have entered the ESG space. And you were mentioning prior to this conversation that you had no idea what ESG even meant.
Yes.
Interestingly, just to add a few points,
Yeah.
I know now sometimes people try to like shy away from that whole name because they feel like it's a big name with
Too big.
Too many.
like that's not relatable.
Exactly.
So I understand if it doesn't. That's how I feel. Those in there, I feel like no, this.
I didn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't care
Yeah.
because I know definitely what it is about.
Yeah.
But as to what the acronym is, I
Yeah.
didn't bother and I told her that I still didn't bother to even check it.
Yeah.
I think it's more familiar amongst investors,
The due diligence
Those are
people.
their
Yeah.
terms. When they come on the ground to do their work, you won't have time to remember what ESG means.
You know, that's You realize that when you're working with farmers or like the main producers of that environmental governance,
Yes.
they have no idea all
Yep.
these technical terms we
Yeah.
talk about. Yeah.
Meanwhile, they are doing the real work.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes. So in this conversation, we are exploring the role of youth in environmental governance. We'll also talk about how strategic communication has strengthened climate advocacy. So just like you mentioned, you've been a storyteller and you've built your career around that. So tell us what strategic communication means for you and how are you able to relate with young people and the main stakeholders when it comes to climate advocacy.
Okay. So for me, strategic communication is simply about being ethical.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you are speaking about. You have to be very conscious of how you are telling the story. I'll give you an example. I was I would say approached by a friend to speak on e-waste in Ghana. And I did. So I joined the production. I didn't really go too deep into what the whole concept was about, right?
Okay.
Because I knew who asked me to be part of it.
Okay.
So I showed up, did my thing. I was happy to contribute what I know about electronic waste and how it's impacting Ghana and the rest of Africa and the world in general. And for me, as a communicator, I was very excited about sharing, these things. Even though I was speaking from a place of pain, I was communicating what I felt like was right to an audience that I expected the audience to be one that would understand and receive what I'm saying, and not just receive it, but also show solidarity as well. Little did I know that everything that I was communicating so passionately was only being extracted, right, from me and shown to an audience that does not even understand me. So that kind of communication, it's strategic, but it's not ethical. That is why I say, for me, what I consider to be a strategic communication, it's all about being ethical, doing it the right way. And so what they did was, my name was not even put in the whole documentary. It was a documentary about e-waste, okay? And the final production was not in my language. It was in a different language.
Okay.
Wow.
What language?
It it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it was
yeah.
in a
Let's
foreign
just avoid it.
language. Yes. Just
Avoid it.
Yeah.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the worst part of it was that it was used to send a message to a small group of people who are curious about the impact of e-waste. And this is coming from the global north. Okay? Which means that they are actually the producer of these waste in the first place.
Right.
So when I got to understand that this is not actually what I thought it was, this is not something that was going to be shown to the Ghanaian audience or to an audience that really cares about
Yeah.
what I was talking about, I was furious. So I reached out to them and then I made them send me a translated full documentary, in a language that I understand, so that
Okay.
I can actually share to
Yeah,
people.
your
And they
people.
refused. They said
Wow.
that the documentary was not meant for me. But you have my voice in the documentary, but you
Yeah.
say it's not meant for me. So yes.
You're like
So
a
just a
co-producer.
just
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
just a story about how extractive communication can really impact us, and why I take it as part of my my purpose to communicate about youths, about every kind of stakeholders that I work with, very, very consciously and very ethically. Yeah.
Yeah, I find that very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because again, when we talk about climate change or the whole environmental issue, it's not just from the global north. It's both the global north and the global south. So it should have been more of an active participation rather than serving one party
Yeah.
and denying participation for the
For
other.
the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious, why do you think young people are very crucial when it comes to environmental sustainability and advocating for environmental sustainability?
So the answer is really simple because of the word young.
Right. Yeah.
When something is young, it definitely means it's going to grow old naturally. And so when the environment for it to thrive in is not safe, you're actually stunting that young growth. And so young people become they become old quick. Young people begin to take up on discussions and responsibilities quick, because they don't even have the cushion there for them to fall
Yeah.
on when
Yeah.
things go bad.
Yeah.
And so I would say we are forced to have this conversation, because every great thing starts from a conversation. Every great impact, every change that we want to have in the environment. So young people are the most populatious
Right. In the African
Group of-
continent.
group
Yeah.
in the African continent. So if things should go sideways, if anything should go bad, we're actually the ones that are most
Prone.
impacted
Yeah.
by everything when it comes to the environment. So I think that is the main reason for me, why they should always, or why we always, have to join this conversation and
Yeah.
talk, and also be part of the decision making as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of decision making in the sense, we've seen over history young people, let's say CSOs, corporate social organizations, organizing conferences. We've seen a lot of youth participation. At least I have seen. I'm sure you guys can testify to that as well. In terms
Interesting
of
panel members and all.
exactly, and there's so much of that now.
Yeah.
So, is it okay? Is it right to say that we have quite a fair participation of young people, and how do you measure that results? So yes, now we have young people in the space, they're advocating. What's the change we are seeing by having these young people in the space talk about it, advocate for it, build solutions for it? Yeah, what do you think
So I think
the results are? Yeah.
I think two things. First of all, if I hear what you're saying or asking, are are all young people actually
in the first
in the
place.
table in the
Yeah.
first place?
Yeah.
I would say no.
No. Yeah.
We only have the elite young people in high decision making tables.
The elite young people.
Wow, that's like some serious
Yeah.
Oh yes,
classification.
Yeah.
that is true.
Yeah.
And these
Unfortunately, it's
people,
true.
or these young people, unfortunately and unfortunately, some of them understands what they are talking about, but others are just privileged to be in that conversation and in a decision making point. So for them, yes, they are part of impact, but it's not coming from a place of their own personal experience. So they can easily make boardroom decisions, but when it's time to actually talk about how the grassroots community are feeling, what they are experiencing, they cannot translate that into a very, very simple to understand terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is one aspect.
everyday
But as
person.
far as the impact can go, I would say we are doing well. You know, we are trying. It's not perfect, but we are getting there. A lot of young people are being great innovators, being good creators
Yeah.
and recreators, because we have creators and then we have recreators. So
Yeah.
I think that
Okay.
because of that population, we also have a lot of young people to cover up for these lapses that we have.
Right.
So we are in a good place, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
with the last point you raised, the space, the ESG sustainability space is becoming a very, or let me scratch ESG. The environmental, space is becoming very, should I say, lucrative, or it has a very, like, high potential. I don't know.
Attraction.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
it's something that is rising and one day it's going to, like, blow. Right? So do you think that the youth are kind of just, oh, me, I want to do this ESG thing because I heard actually there's money inside,
Yeah.
like, or they are actually passionate about it? Because at the end of the day, it's passion that is going to drive you.
Exactly.
Right? You
Yeah.
get the money and then you run out. You're like, leave
Yeah.
this sustainability thing,
Yeah.
we've got what we want, let's just go. Like, do you think
The
it's passion,
tangibility,
or is
yeah.
that jackpot that they've seen that they want to grab, someday?
It's sad, though.
Yeah.
It's sad and
Yeah.
it's hard. It's sad because we shouldn't even think like that in the first place.
Unfortunately, it is.
The basics of our existence depends on the environment.
Yeah.
When the last tree dies, the last man die. So even as children, we are supposed to be taught how to care for our environment. It should not be seen as an opportunity. It should be seen as a responsibility. And so when it comes from that angle, as a young person, you don't think about it as something that is brewing
Yeah.
around that you.
It's a sense of
There is
duty.
already a systemic gap
Yeah.
in the first place, and a lot of people are capitalizing on that. They are capitalizing on our what is the word?
Ignorance.
No, it's like a systemic failure.
Right.
They are capitalizing on our systemic failure to turn us again, who is being impacted by that systemic failure, into slaves for the environment. I call it slaves because we are now upholding positions in environmental space for us to be seen as certain people in the environment or in our society. For example, you can see someone can say, oh, I am a sustainability advocate. So I go for sustainability meetings and things like that.
Forums.
I'm not proud of
Forums,
you.
Yeah.
I'm not proud that you are a sustainability advocate because you should not even be advocating in the first place. The only reason why you are advocating is because the older generation messed up. So
That's the
what is actually your purpose as a person outside of you trying to be an advocate for the environment. Let's say the environment was perfect. What will you be? Is the question.
The spokesman.
That's another
So
Literally.
whether it is like your question, whether people see it to be something very flashy, yes,
Yeah.
it's hard, it's sad, but it's
Yeah.
also hard on them because, like I said, we don't have the cushion to fall on. So
Yeah.
when we see that, okay, this space is, I laugh because I started as a volunteer, right?
Okay.
I volunteered with the Ghana Youth Environmental Movement
Yeah.
for 3 years
Wow.
before I got my first internship position. And that was just last year. So I have been a volunteer since 2022.
Wow. Wow.
And even when the position came, or when the opportunity, it's an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
When the opportunity came for the internship position for media and communications intern, you can ask my wife. I wasn't interested. I was part of the organization. I was part of the movement. I was literally doing that work because that's the skill that I have, right? I was literally managing the media and comms for the organization as a volunteer. But now they needed something more
Defined.
defined because we had a team and as a movement we move.
Yeah.
We don't have static members.
Yeah.
We only have like maybe the management team who are there for a long period, but volunteers come and go. Volunteers come and go. So we were at a time where we felt like, as of this time, we really don't have anybody who is taking up like the media and comms, even though I was there as a volunteer, but I mean, I would do it at my own free time, right? So they needed something more,
Committed.
substantial, something like the commitment.
Yeah.
And like, for me, I was like, I'm not sure, But my wife encouraged me, to do it. And then I did. And like I say, even till now, I still take up the role as a responsibility, not an opportunity.
Right.
So really, that for me is how I'm able to really like know my path.
Yeah.
Where I'm going. Things may not always go well in the organization or in the space, but then understanding that this is actually a responsibility for me, I make sure that I have those sleepless nights. You understand? Yes. Whereas if I see it to be a 9 to 5 or something that I just do for the money's sake,
For the
come
money's
on. But who would I be doing?
Yeah.
Yes, maybe the organization would be the one to bear that consequences, but in the long run, I'm dealing with the environment.
Yeah.
So if I don't tell my stories well, it's going to come back
To you.
to me.
That's
So yes, that's that.
Wow. That's a good one.
That's a very good
Yeah.
one, honestly. And I think that one way or the other, we can also relate to it because we entered this space. I mean, maybe speaking for myself, and then you can speak for yourselves too. I entered the space, first of all, understanding that there is some responsibility that we have to pick up. And then through that, I found out that financial opportunity that has always been there for the farmers and then the stakeholders involved. So it even heightened my interest, right? And that's just like, I'm just one of the young people. So how about you guys, entering the space?
So for me, entering the space, so I do corporate
Yeah.
sustainability, right? And I mean,
She's the due diligence person.
I know, right? Like the
It's you. Now, Una.
so yes, like when I first entered, I mean, I first saw it as a job, like I'm supposed to
I mean, corporate.
yeah,
Like,
as a role, like
Yeah.
I'm supposed to, report to investors, meet their non-financial expectations for the company because these are impact and sustainable investors. And all
Right.
of that. But I think recently I've been thinking of it in a different way where these investors also have their fund managers or asset managers,
Yeah.
like they give them money
LPs.
because of a
Yeah.
Yeah, the limited partners.
the
Yeah.
limited partners. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know,
See all
because
the
like they are
jargons.
trying to achieve a goal, and this
Yeah.
goal is connected to human life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They are trying to say reduce the cost of remittances for migrants. They are trying to, you know, help vulnerable groups, women, people with like it's actually connected with people.
Right.
Like these
Yeah.
funds are not just, they are not just giving it like that. So when I saw it like that this work I'm doing is actually connected to the lives of people and the environment. It changed the whole perspective.
Wow.
I didn't see it as a job again, but
Yeah.
like I think I'm more passionate about
About
even though
it.
like I'm driving it from a small space. I
Right.
think it's you know goes a long way to contribute
Yeah.
to a bigger, you know,
Like a
vision.
ripple effect.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think
Yeah.
that's my story. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, like I've always loved like entrepreneurs. I believe you're one of like
Thank you. Thank you.
the
Yeah.
sought after, like the people who should be sought after more, probably should be given more attention to than
I
any
agree.
other thing. So for me, getting into this role was like supporting people in that field. And one of the things I realized is that as creative as they are or resilient as they are to solve some problems,
Yeah.
they could also channel that energy into solving like environmental problems
Exactly.
in line with their business.
In line,
They don't even
yeah.
have to
Pivot.
make it look like that's the only
Yeah.
thing they're
Yeah,
doing for.
right.
But whatever they are doing, make sure they commit they have some time or some resources to solving those problems. And interestingly, you realize that like this, like it's mentioned in a lot of places, just as they are solving or giving a little of time to it, they realize there's ripple effects even in their business.
Yeah.
It doesn't just only reduce their costs; it helps them even make more money in line with
Exactly.
it. So
That's true.
it's you usually don't start looking at it that way, but you realize that there are little additions you made, and sometimes it becomes a bigger
Yeah,
thing. So
that's
for
true.
me, that's how I got into it, and with that mind or that transition, I've seen that it's never like against you to pay attention to the environment.
Ever.
It's never against
Yeah.
you to pay attention to people. It's never
Yeah.
against you to pay attention to the right like governance and all that. So some of these key things are things that now like say it drives me to keep supporting people, to keep looking for people who are ready to make that change, no matter how small.
No matter how
They
small.
are ready to make that change, because
Yeah.
sometimes you realize that people claim they are making so much of a big change. Actually, it could be the opposite. And sometimes making that small change. And those who
Yeah.
think they are making that small change tend to make like a bigger
That's true.
change. It's like the one who has the widow has like some parents who's giving out of everything she has,
Yeah.
and the one who is so blessed with much that he gives
Just a portion.
just a portion out of the
Yeah.
lot she has. So
That's true.
it's interesting. Sometimes government should also say it this way, because they tend to pay attention more to those who are giving
The
a
big
little out of
players.
a lot,
Yeah.
and forget those who are giving all out
Oh,
of everything.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a good way to look at it, and
Yeah.
I hope
Wow.
like stakeholders see it in that form. That not all the most impactful people are that glorious on TV or anywhere.
Yeah.
So yes, it's nice to hang around with all the influencers, but probably pay attention to
Yeah.
those doing the work, and who might not be that much of an influence
Yeah.
for now.
For now,
Yeah,
yeah.
for now,
Yeah.
for now, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
like the
how I
way
see
you
it.
actually put it, because so I will always use my startup as an example.
that's fine.
Yeah, so we are at the point where we are putting our theory of change together, the kind of impacts that we want to put out there. And one of the things our advisor told us is to look at the lowest hanging fruits. Right? Even though we have seen the big picture from where we are,
Yeah.
at least there's that small story where, Farmer Fosu was able to get more finance to scale his
Yeah.
his farm,
Yeah.
to improve his yields. Like he has gotten this new fertilizer that has increased. Like these are the little stories that you want to hear that show actual success.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting what
very
we are.
interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about social media as well, because Blaise, you are a media person. When we talk of social media, from my experience, at least what I've seen online, I'm not so enthused. I don't think social media is doing a lot to simplify environmental sustainability. Like, that's just me. When I see the UN post, especially on LinkedIn, it's still very technical. Like, there's so much
It's like there's
technical
some
Yeah.
particular
jargon.
audience we are targeting
Yeah.
Yeah.
and forget like a lot of other
Exactly.
people.
So
Yeah.
the young people are not involved. I mean, I open this thing. If it's not the fact that I have done personal research to understand what it means, I know that nobody has any
Yeah.
idea
Yeah.
what those terms mean. So, Blaise, in your perspective, I mean, that's just mine. So, in your perspective, would you disagree or agree that social media is doing a lot more to simplify the path to sustainability for us? Yeah.
Okay. I would answer it with an illustration.
Okay. Yeah.
So, social media is like a pot. Let's take Tema Habo as an example. That's social media. Okay?
Okay.
I initially thought it was POT.
No, a pot.
Yeah,
You
me too,
active.
actually.
you go hear a lot of my dialect. Yes.
Allowed.
So,
Yeah, we are in for
but
it.
if you don't understand, feel free to ask and then I will
Please,
explain.
yeah.
So, Temahabo
Yeah.
is like a social media. You use it to receive, you use it to give. You work with you work internally, you work externally. But if you look at our harbors very well,
Are you?
I get the
Mine
picture
like the
already.
sad case.
you can
You
tell
painted the
that
picture. Yeah.
first of all, we don't own it.
Yeah.
That's the number one point
Yeah.
of view. We might have the name locally,
Yeah.
but we don't own it.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem. And when you don't own something, you cannot truly use it how you would want to benefit your own self. It's the one who actually owns it, the one who knows the purpose that actually use it for that
For
particular
that
purpose.
purpose,
So
yeah.
just as the pot is ineffective to us, that is what social media is for us right now. It has become an extractive tool. It is just that. And that's the reason why you say there are terminologies that are being used that you don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to break it to you, but like
not
he
for me.
rightly said, the ones who they are targeting understands the
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be so.
Exactly.
These are human lives that we are talking about. And so when you build infrastructure for extractive purposes and you use extractive terms covered up in like big linguistics and whatever, you are only trying to tell us that you don't see the problem as it is. You see the problem as an opportunity for you to make money from it. And that's why social media of today is the way it is. I don't know if that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it really makes sense.
Yeah.
I think those who have or who have mastered it probably
Those who have mastered.
Yeah.
tend to
Yeah.
use it in the ways they want.
Yeah.
Maybe aside that, we also have to pay attention to how we can also maybe master it in our way. Because if somebody says if we are to hear, I mean, the story from always the side of the tiger, we'll forget what the antelope does.
Yeah.
And it always seems
true.
glorious. The tiger looks always like the
Right.
winner. But you'll be amazed, the antelope has also good size and has many times beating this tiger that we always hail as
Yeah.
king of it. So
By speed.
by speed in many ways.
Yeah.
So it's something we have to master, like telling our own stories. I think that will have a good impact on people. Yeah.
I mean, since here is also a social media platform, I think what does environmental sustainability mean?
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Come again.
What does environmental sustainability or governance, what does it mean? What does it
Mean to you, yeah.
mean
So-
to our audience that's maybe
We
like,
want to get
Yeah, we want to hear how you.
I would use myself as an example. Okay?
Okay.
So, as you see me for here, I am from a culture that understands limit,
Okay.
system, power, and responsibility. That's my culture. So for me, environmental, what have you, is not. It's not something. is not something that is abstract. Sustainability is all about doing something in a continuous term. And that's what culture is. And so we can use any term we want to, we can play around it however we want to. Okay. But the only thing that makes an impact, true impact, is culture. Culture, understanding of your culture, understanding of your heritage, understanding who you are, where you are, and what the people before you did before you came is what makes you a steward for the environment. Because the knowledge, the skills, and everything that you are going to embody to perform the task that is before you, it doesn't come from what you are learning right now. It doesn't come from what the 21st century tells you about the environment. It tells you, it only comes from the past. And that's why we talk about indigenous knowledges. What farmers are doing, or what is being presented to farmers as climate smart, it's just indigenous knowledge. But the term climate smart does not mean anything.
Wow.
It's just
I'm sure
a
some experts,
buzzword.
some experts is waiting to
Our
have
due
you, but
diligence
please
people.
send your
Yes.
comments. Like, put your comments. Let's get your
Climate,
thoughts. Yeah.
what
Yes,
do you mean by climate smart? Climate smart agriculture.
Yeah.
You are simply telling the farmer not to burn the grass. He or she should slash, but don't burn. But that's what our ancestors
We're
did.
doing. Yeah.
That's what every farmer, like local farmer, your next door. I grew up in a compound where we had a backyard farm. And everyone in the compound had access to it. And take the key word. I didn't say everyone owned the farm. They had access, which means you are allowed to contribute to the land, and you are also allowed to eat from it. So we go there those days, and then we go and cut ugu. Ugu is one very healthy leaf that we eat. We use for making stew. We call it stew, but we will call it soup. Vegetable soup. So that's how, and when I love that environment. It's one of like the free space you can be, because when the adults are around sitting, they don't want you to be talking and be playing around. But when you are in the garden playing, nobody is disturbing you. So I like to spend my time there. So when I look back at how we cared for the farm then, and what is being presented, I attend like some workshops on how, to do like sustainable farming. And then you are telling me about things that I already know. Just that, okay, we left it behind.
Going back to pick.
We left all those skills behind. We didn't develop them in our own way. You guys, wherever they were, they did what? They studied us, because all they know how to do is to study us. They study us, and then they check what we already know, and then they come and present it back to us as a saving grace. Like, oh, this is your saving piece. Come on. Tell me, like, you can do better than that. You cannot. I mean, yes, once you put a seed in the ground, it's expected to grow, okay? But everything you do around it growing should come from your own knowledge and your own understanding of that particular land. Someone somewhere else can still put the same seed in the ground. He or she might not water, but it will grow. But if you understand that because of the environment you are in, you ought to water. And you have your grandmother somewhere who would always, remind you that this is how we do it, my pikin, this is not how we do it. But we don't listen to them anymore. How many times do we really go to the feet of our parents and our grandparents and just sit down there on their feet, not on the chair? That's the difference. So when you have culture, and you understand culture, your culture, you don't need someone to tell you about your environment. It's embedded in it. Yes.
Wow.
That's how I would
Yeah, when you were
answer the
talking,
question.
something came to mind. The Ghanaian name for sustainability, I think, should be Sankofa.
It should be.
Wow.
It should be returning to our roots.
So we
It
have
should
that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's basically
Interesting.
Sankofa.
Yeah.
It's basically Sankofa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Ghana former Sankofa. Yeah. Okay. So wrapping up our conversation, I would say that what I've gotten to understand from today, from this session, is that there are so many big players in the space, yes, but there's also the opportunity for young people to take advantage of the responsibility that is already theirs.
Yeah.
What I like about Blaise's tone, or Ose,
Ose.
yeah, is that you notice he's always referring back to nature, like
Yeah.
back to our roots,
Yeah.
back to where we came from and how far we've come.
Yeah.
And in all the terminologies, in all the technicalities,
Yeah.
understanding our roots.
Yeah.
Understanding our roots is the basis for which we can move forward
Yes.
sustainably or sankofally.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my takeaway. Akosua, how about you?
Yeah, so I think the main thing that stood out to me was that it's cultural. It all stems back to our culture and how things were being done,
Right.
understanding the setting of the environment we are already in, and just basically applying what we've abandoned, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
we are in the 21st century, things are evolving, we have technologies, machines, and all of that, but at the end of the day, it's the roots still holds, and
roots,
we just have to, sank off. Yeah,
Just
so
Sankofa.
yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like let's communicate to be understood,
Yeah.
not to sound
Right.
smart.
Yeah.
Like,
Diligence.
yeah.
Climate smart.
Yes, just I mean, speak to get someone understanding what you want to talk about. That's a major thing, and
Yeah.
glad we are doing that here. At
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, I'm super glad. I think for every session we have, it would make sense to the normal person, because I always put myself in their shoes. Like before entering the carbon space, what was my understanding of climate and what is it now, and how do I also simplify what I have learned for others, right? So it's always great to be on the Road to Green podcast. Before we end, let's all share one book we are reading. Is there a book you're reading that you would want to? And that you've abandoned your reading?
I'm not reading any book currently, but I just follow ESG Today.
Oh,
and
okay.
news.
ESG Today.
Yeah,
So
they
ESG
have
Today
some
is for you.
articles
Yeah.
and, basically news about. I'm about to mention a big word. Sustainable finance and those things happening all around the world,
Yeah.
regulations, everything. So that's what I follow currently.
Okay. Yeah.
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 I think for me, like a lot of newsletter readings, because like various business space, finance space, climate spaces,
Yeah.
doing more of that, and still, I mean, learning a lot from some of the entrepreneurship supports like that. A lot of things you get to know, like practical things,
Right.
and you realize that some of these things maybe you might not even find in a good book. Yes. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's humbling to be taught by somebody that you think you're helping. So, I do a lot of learning through that means. So
That's true.
maybe anyone supporting someone, watching someone farm or watching someone do something which you now call climate smart or climate friendly, you pay attention and learn something too from them. That's
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So for me, I'm exploring digital solutions in the carbon market. Yeah. So one of the things I recently discovered is that one of the international bodies is now approving digitally verified carbon credits, and that's a step towards less bureaucracy and more tangible results, right? So instead of it taking 2 years for a project to access carbon finance, it's probably going to take less than a year now, and I'm pretty excited about that. So yeah, so you can check my LinkedIn. I'll be releasing an article on it.
Sure.
We have to talk about that. No, you've been talking about the carbon
Yeah.
credit and thing.
Yeah.
And I know about her startup.
Yeah.
So, sometime last year,
Yeah.
it came up, and we had she
Yeah.
myself, and we had a
Yes,
conversation about it.
Yeah.
But up to now, I still don't understand what
I think
she's
maybe
doing.
Don't
I
worry,
have to
we'll be
explain.
clarifying
for-
soon.
I mean, explain the most simplest.
Okay.
No,
Well,
I understand
understand.
the
What
basic
she-
of what
what
she's
I'm doing.
doing.
She-
She's
that one.
basically taking money,
Yeah.
from offsetter, big offsetters,
Yes, big offsetters.
to do impactful work.
Yeah.
That's what she's doing.
Yes.
So I get that concept, which I applaud her for, because if the money is there,
Thank
Charlie,
you.
take it.
Yeah, exactly.
If the money is there, take
Yeah,
it. But
yeah.
you know what we want to do? When I say we,
Yeah.
everyone inclusive, I think that the main goal at the end of the day, not to underplay or undermine
No,
your
no.
startup. I
Don't
think it's
worry.
great.
Yeah.
But from my angle, in order for me to understand what you are doing, for it to like make sense
Yeah.
to me, I would be very critical. I'm going to ask very, very, very difficult questions.
I really, I'm glad you would do that.
And I will do it so well that you will not want to work with me. Yes. Because I'm telling you that I am in a position to tell you that you shouldn't even have that much money in the first place. So
What, as the aggregator or like as
whoever is upset, like
okay.
you
Right.
get what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say. Yes, but that's just by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's good, and it's great that we have innovations like yours in that space, especially coming from Africa. You get it. Yes, because they are not going to stop offsetting anytime soon. But they, like I always say, they always try to make it profitable. Even when they are trying to do the right thing, they still want it to be profitable
For them,
for
more than
them.
us.
You understand? They still want to be seen as, oh, we are the one giving you this thing, but you have messed up.
Yeah.
And the only reason why we are coming to you is because of your mess up. So now you are cleaning your mess up.
Yeah.
So come on, with incentives. So
Yeah.
no,
You
I don't.
painted the perfect picture. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking about the book, I am too busy writing one.
No, nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes.
That's
So
good.
I'm actually documenting. I'm not. I haven't gotten to the stage of writing yet, but I'm documenting what I'm doing,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that for me is more fun than maybe reading what someone else has done. So that there's no time. I don't think that I have that luxury of time to really sit and read somebody's idea and to recreate. What I have inside of me is too plenty. Sometimes ask my wife, I'm not even able to have a good 5 hours of sleep because the mind is too active.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you know what I did? I spoke about the seedlings. I
Okay,
nursed
yeah.
some
Yes.
seedlings yesterday, and I documented it. I documented the whole nursing stage, and each of the seedlings has different. It's an experiment, so they have different genetics. Some of them has my DNA inside, and some of them has some of them has. Oh yes, and they are all organic and all.
Yeah.
And some of them has. They are even mutated. The one they call GMO, which is killing us.
Genetically
I
modified.
did my own genetic modification for the seeds to be able to withstand pests when it grows.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is something that when it grows, I'm able to identify each of them. I can boast to tell you that I have done this.
Yeah.
It worked,
Yeah.
and I have the authority to host a master class
Yeah.
on how you can do this and there's proof that it will work.
works.
If it doesn't work for you, you didn't do it
You didn't
wrong.
do it well. We are hoping it works for you.
I mean, that's what we get in all the books that we read.
Yeah.
You can read all the inspiration in the book, but Charlie, if
Actually,
you don't do the thing
work,
well, you can't blame the author.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's so true.
that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
I like the fact that you mentioned building something and then letting it show as a proof of concept that as you know, as an advocate, you have actively participated and this is the result of your participation.
Yes. And I'm doing it sustainably. I'm sourcing out.
Thankfully.
I'm sourcing out. The next thing that I'm using is
Yeah.
from single-use plastics, the cup.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
at GEM, we are currently calling for the ban on single-use plastics. I mean, we've been calling on it since 2021. So I know we'll wrap up soon, but just to give you a little bit of insight, we are actually in a period where we are in denial when it comes to this particular topic because a lot of people are on the notion that we are too dependent on it. So how do we,
Yeah.
But to cut the long story short, I'm using all the plastics that I have, like the plastic bottle. I'm using the cover from it to do my nesting. Yeah, so I put the seed in it. I can decide to, first of all, we dry the seeds from actually something that we've planted before, and then we use homemade soil.
Homemade soil.
Yes.
Wow.
How is that homemade though?
Good. So we don't have too much time. We'll
tuned
talk
for
about
more.
it. So we use homemade soil, and
In our next
that is very, very key. Because if you want to go through the process and you don't have your homemade soil and it
can't.
doesn't work, don't come and blame me. So you need
Masterclass
homemade soil.
indeed.
I know, right?
You need your sustainable materials that you've sourced from the environment. You need the seeds. And these are seeds that you did not buy.
Yeah.
Because those seeds that have been sowed are not made to be replanted.
Yeah.
When you replant them, they don't
They
grow.
don't grow.
It forces people to go back and buy seeds from them.
Right.
So these are seeds that you have planted initially and you've eaten the fruits and you kept the seeds. You dry them when they become golden and then you do what you grow them again. Yes. So that's the process that I'm using to form. So we are calling on a ban on single-use plastic. And from next week, I don't know when this podcast is going to be uploaded, but just to let you guys know that we also have a webinar series. It's youth dialogue to beat plastic pollution. And we are going to have the biggest conversation around plastics and hear everybody's opinion. But most
The
importantly,
hardest conversation.
we are going to look at the history of plastic as at the time when Ghana did not have a single plastics in the environment. What was it like then? Can you even imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how the environment, the streets was? Just imagine how the air, how you breathe the air. So, and to break it to you guys, every 16 minutes, one person die in Ghana, according to the air pollution statistics that has been released. That was released last week by the
Last week.
EPA.
That's the earlier
First week of March.
First week of March.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Every 16 minutes, one person
That's a
die.
very specific.
So throughout
recent.
this podcast, imagine the amount of people that has lost their life to respiratory diseases. And this is
Ghana.
because of open burning of toxic waste. So this is not a conversation about an environmental organization. It's not a conversation about sustainability or what. This is a health, and this is everybody's concern.
Right. Yeah.
It may not kill us right now. It doesn't kill anybody instantly. But as time goes on, you generate, you inhale this thing.
Yeah.
The
Builds
fumes
up.
in the road, it builds up over time.
Yeah.
God forbid
Wow.
you fall sick and then they'll tell you that you have some kind of respiratory something.
Yeah.
Charlie,
Yeah.
it is that road and that
Yeah.
air, toxic air that we have been
Yeah.
breathing, that is killing us. So
Wow.
we have to really talk more about
We
it.
do,
Okay.
we do.
Yeah.
We do. We're looking forward to
Yeah.
having you again
Deeper
once again.
conversations, yeah.
Yes, for deeper conversations. All right. So, Caleb, tell us how people can get to the road to green.
Ah,
Yeah.
so yeah, starting with us, like followers, get to know more about what we are sharing. I mean, whether weekly or monthly or whenever time we share contents, the guests we bring on,
Yeah.
like follow them, follow their work.
Yeah.
Get to know more about them. Volunteer for some environmental organizations. Go beyond profit making and like think about others in the work you do,
Yeah.
and see how you can make a good contribution to
Yeah.
everyone around.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much. It's been a very interesting session. Yeah,
Yeah.
connecting back to our roots.
Yeah.
So our keyword for today is Sankofa.
Sankofa. Sankofa is a message.
And what's the
Sankofa is
meaning
the
of
message.
Sankofa?
Sankofa means
Back-
Sankofa means
Back
sustainability.
to your
Sustainability.
sustainability.
Back to
Yes.
our roots.
Back to our roots.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you
Signing
and
off.
see you on our next session.